Hello and welcome. Today's video is entitled, I Can't Believe They Put That in the Book. So, have you ever gone through the player's handbook and, you're reading through it, you're actually reading everything in it, and you come to something and you're like, why did they put that in there? Well, I have no idea why they would put some of these things in here. I asked that quite a few times. Why would they put some of the things in here that they put in here? I mean, some things are going to encourage stupid play, and some things are going to encourage play that, what's the best way to put it, is a little rapey. So let's take a look at something in here that, in theory, there shouldn't be a problem. But in reality and gameplay, I've seen several times where I've seen this played so heinously that I had to cut it off, and in one case, kick a player because I couldn't have the stuff that was going on at the table happen. So let's take a look, and let me show you what we're talking about. Just looking at this page, I'm sure a lot of people have used the Outlander background, and it hasn't been a problem. But if you really take a look, I mean, there's one thing that should stand out and just jump at you and say, what the hell were they thinking? Now, if we look at the bonds, they look innocuous. You have, number one, my family, clan, or tribe is the most important thing in my life, even when they are far from me. Yeah, that's fine. Great. You're thinking about your family, that kind of stuff. An injury to the unspoiled wilderness of my home is an injury to me. Hey, sounds awesome if you're a druid. You can be a protector of the wilderness, protect the little animals and critters and be the good guy. Sounds cool. Number 3, I will bring terrible wrath down on the evildoers who destroyed my homeland. Sure, a vengeance background. Sounds cool. 4, I'm the last one of my tribe. It's up to me to ensure their names enter legend. So, you're the last guy from your tribe. Everybody's been wiped out. You want to make sure that your tribe has a good name to go down in the books. Hey, that's an honorable thing to do. 5, I suffer awful visions of coming disaster and will do anything to prevent it. Again, very clean for your background. You're trying to stop something horrible from happening. Be fun to play, wouldn't it? And nobody's going to get bent out of shape about you doing this. Number 6, it is my duty to provide children to sustain my tribe. This is a problem. So this one is the problem. This is the one where I've seen people just play stupidly. In other words, everywhere they go, they're trying to either seduce players at the table or seduce NPCs, and basically just act like jackasses. And this is the one where I've seen people get rapey. Yes, I said rapey. I'm going to give you a real-life example from a couple of years ago when we were playing an Expeditions module. Had a new player come in and sit down at the table, and we're introducing each other, and I should have known from the get-go that this guy was going to be a problem. He introduces himself, I'm retired Air Force, not a problem with that, but I'm a badass, I should have been a Marine. That's kind of indicator number 1, this guy's a jackass. So, a lot of times I would normally look at the character sheets of players just to make sure everything's cool. And this is one of those backgrounds where I usually look for it and tell people don't play that at the table, especially in open play. But I didn't do that this day. I mean, we're getting started late. I don't even know why. But we went ahead, started play, and at one point in this module, there was a female drow that was an enemy, and once you got them down to a certain point, they would surrender. So they started, everybody, the players at the table played normally, got information out of them, and then as they're leaving, this guy decides he's going to go ahead and play his rape scenario. Fortunately, let's go with the fortunate and unfortunate things. Let's go unfortunate first. Unfortunately, at a table next to us, there was probably a 10-year-old little girl sitting there that their parents were playing Magic, and this little girl's sitting over there 10 feet from this guy, and he's loudly playing out his little scenario. On the fortunate side, while I'm kind of in shock, immediately when he starts with this, 2 players at the table attacked him and basically would not let him do it. They killed his character, and I allowed it. And when he's like, "What the hell?" This is his excuse. My background says I have to spread my seed, and it's not rape if I throw a gold piece on the table when I'm done. So my response was, number one, there's a child sitting there. Number two, get off my table or I'm going to kick your ass. And I threw him out of the store because you can't have that kind of crap happening. So, I'm sure there are people who look at that and think it's an innocent background, but you know that there are going to be freaking losers that are going to role play that inappropriately. It's going to become rapey. It's going to become harassment at the table. I mean, what was Wizards thinking? This is one of those things where you sit there and look and you're like, what the fuck were you thinking? It's become my personal rule in open play. If someone has that, I tell them they cannot role play it. They cannot sit there and role play sex, rape, or anything else. If that's what they have in mind, they can have it on their sheet, but it's not going to be played because it's not pertinent to the campaign. And if they argue, they're going to be tossed. I mean, some things are just unacceptable, and doing some stupid fantasy about raping a drow, that's just not going to happen. It shouldn't happen. And if you're a DM that lets that happen, you probably shouldn't be DMing. I mean, seriously. But the biggest problem I have is that it's in the book in the first place. It shouldn't be there. I would hope that eventually they'd edit it out, but I think whoever the creep was that put it in there, they're getting a good laugh out of it. But it's something I've had a problem with, I remain having a problem with, because it's one of those things that you see it on paper, and you know that role play that shouldn't happen is going to happen. So, I mean, this is just one of those things. What the fuck were you thinking? Anyway, that's enough of my ramble for the day. Just wanted to point that out. And I'm curious if anybody else has seen anybody use this as an excuse for playing a little rapey or playing a little too much seduction role play at the table that really doesn't belong there. I'm curious. Put down in your comments below. Let me know if you've run into problems with this. Like I said, I've had problems with this several times, and I've just outright banned it at the table because you can't have that. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will see you next time.